it has already changed my life, and I think that people who are thinking about, saying, applying for the human trials.
What the heck is going on with Neuralink? After allowing the first patient to play chess for 8 hours just by thinking, Elon Musk continued to announce the launch of a second product called Blindsight after the big success of Telepathy. Hope for a series of blind patients now lies in the N1 chip, or more precisely, 1,024 electrode fibers that will be able to regain sight through GoPro. So why is Neuralink establishing a new technological universe? Welcome to Tesla Car World. Please show your support by subscribing and ringing that bell. Now let's get started with today's content. Musk has been able to keep his promise with Neuralink. Several years ago, Elon Musk declared that Neuralink would be able to restore vision in blind individuals. He was confident in Neuralink's capabilities. Following the outstanding success of the first case controlling a computer mouse with thoughts, this genius has now announced Neuralink's next product, Blindsight. True to its name, Neuralink's next device will restore or recover vision. How does Neuralink Blindsight work? In November 2023, Elon Musk shared that Neuralink was researching a vision chip, but it would take a few more years to be ready. At that time, the company was focused on obtaining FDA regulatory approval for the first human trials. Now we don't have to wait much longer to witness this technological marvel, as just under 5 months since Musk's revelation, Blindsight has emerged. Now, do you believe that a person born blind or who has never seen light will be able to gain sight? Regarding Blindsight and the capabilities of this product, Musk said during a Neuralink show and tell in 2022, the first 2 applicants we're going to aim for in humans are restoring vision. And I think this is notable, and that if someone has never had vision ever, like they were born blind, we believe we can still restore vision. The visual part of the cortex is still there. Even if they've never seen before, we're confident they could see. It wouldn't be wrong to say that Neuralink represents the most advanced technology in the history of human development. To describe the process of restoring vision with the N1 chip would be to divulge proprietary information of the company. Therefore, we can only outline how Neuralink will apply it with Blindsight. In essence, our brain's cortex is highly intricate, consisting of nerve cells divided into various central control regions. The frontal region is associated with high-level cognitive functions such as decision-making and creativity. The top portion regulates movement and muscle sensation, and the visual cortex is located at the back. Initially, the N1 Neuralink chip is implanted into the visual cortex, located at the back of the skull. This invasive process is naturally carried out by the R1 robot, ensuring precision and safety. At this point, 1,024 small electrodes will directly stimulate nerve cells within the retinal structure. This simulation mimics light signals, aiding the brain in forming images. The brain will then process signals from the Neuralink device to generate images. The truth is, these images may not be entirely clear like normal vision, but they can help the blind recognize objects in the environment around them. Musk has confirmed this by stating that initially, everything might be akin to Nintendo graphics and will improve over time. For the blind, the chip in the brain will communicate with 64 tiny threads surgically implanted into the visual cortex by the Neuralink surgical robot. Never underestimate these threads. Even though they may be thin, measuring only a few millimeters, they have a large surface contact area thanks to all the folds in their structure. Each thread contains 16 electrodes, amounting to a total of 1,024 electrodes functioning as both inputs and outputs for the N1 device. Through this setup, Neuralink can receive signals and directly generate images in the brain. In another scenario where Neuralink can input images into the patient's brain, users will have to wear a GoPro-style digital camera, which will wirelessly transmit image data directly via Bluetooth to a mobile device. Subsequently, the phone will convert that image data into neurosignals, which are then embedded back into the Neuralink chip. The chip will then transmit these neural signals into the brain, allowing you to see the images displayed on the phone. Of course, this case will be challenging and will require much more research and time. How has Neuralink successfully experimented with Blindsight on animals? The Blindsight system is already working in monkeys, Mr. Musk has now claimed. Resolution will be low at first, like early Nintendo graphics, but ultimately may exceed normal human vision, he said. He also stressed that no monkey has died or been seriously injured by a Neuralink device. Neuralink has faced criticism from regulators and animal rights groups over its treatment of the monkeys that are a key part of its experimental work. Talking about this experiment before, another experiment performing imaging data captured by a camera into the monkey's visual cortex This experiment demonstrated that the monkeys perceive virtual light rays as being in different locations. It's a technology that Neuralink hopes will create a prosthetic visual system for blind individuals in Blindsight. We all know that the first-generation Neuralink technology, dubbed Telepathy, used 1,024 electrodes. However, Neuralink has introduced next-generation models with over 16,000 electrodes. This makes sense because to restore vision, we need a stronger chip with a greater number of electrode arrays. Neuralink researcher Adams stated that the increased number of electrodes will significantly improve the fidelity of the images that a blind person can perceive. Adams also mentioned, if you put a device on both sides of your visual cortex, that would give you 32,000 points of light to make an image in someone who's blind. Yeah, we can't know for sure which specific chip details Elon Musk will decide to use for Blindsight, but hopefully it'll be an upgraded version compared to the first patient. Continuing from Telepathy, Adams is striving to package camera data into a format compatible with the brain and transmit it directly to the visual cortex. He demonstrates his description by stating, "Our goal will be to turn the lights on for someone who spent decades living in the dark." How successful is Telepathy Neuralink when allowing the first patient to play chess by thinking? It's no surprise to talk about Elon Musk's bold ambition in his ventures. In fact, both attraction and criticism are inevitable. Anyone who has followed Musk over the years realizes that he and his companies frequently face criticism. However, this seems to have changed, at least to some extent, when Neuralink recently announced a significant update regarding Patient 1, the first patient in the trial. Bliss Chapman, an engineer from Neuralink, and Neuralink patient Nolan Arbaugh participated together in an intimate live presentation aimed at introducing how the brain-computer interface works. The company's groundbreaking device that's been making waves with Musk's shares about this patient's remarkable recovery after the implantation surgery. Arbaugh, a 29-year-old man paralyzed from the shoulders down with spinal cord injuries at C4 and C5 vertebrae, and worse, a complete loss of sensation in his body, arms, and legs after a horrifying driving accident. He's the individual who's seen significant improvements since applying the Telepathy Neuralink in January of last year. We were particularly surprised by the age of this patient because in previous episodes we discussed how Neuralink selects cases, with the early trials undoubtedly prioritizing younger individuals to enhance recovery rates, as well as better resilience. However, what truly astonished us to the point of gaping was the ability to play chess using thoughts facilitated by Neuralink through telepathy. The surgical procedure leaked to last 30 minutes. Arbaugh did not require general anesthesia, and post-operative invasion only left a small scar on the scalp. During the surgery, a robot will remove a small piece of the skull and connect thread-like electrodes to pre-identified areas of the brain. These electrodes will record waves and transmit wirelessly to his iPad. As Arbaugh noted, the ability to move and interact with technology through Neuralink has been life-changing. So much so that the 29-year-old admitted that the first thing he did with his brain-computer interface device was to play Civilization 6 all night, or rather for 8 hours until the implant's battery ran out. He only needed to stare at a particular spot on the screen, and then he could place the mouse wherever he wanted. Not only does he play chess, but he also successfully plays Mario Kart just by thinking. What was especially impressive in the demo was that Arbaugh seemed to have quite impressive control, directing his racer not only to turn, but how far to turn, showing a similar level of control finesse. For example, he can shoot down another player in the demo video. Before the implant, Nolan had to use a mouth stick to control his laptop. Luckily, he's now using a Bluetooth signal which transmits from a small computer chip in his head directly to his iPad. Nolan explains his process of learning how to use Neuralink and what a learning experience it was for everyone, because the engineers who developed the product for nearly a decade were never able to hear feedback about using their device. Of course, what Nolan achieves may seem effortless to any of us, but Nolan can only utilize devices such as computers and iPads while seated in his chair and requires constant care to adjust his weight and ensure he won't encounter pressure-related issues. The wireless connectivity in Neuralink enables him to work and play games while lying in bed, where he can be alone for hours on end. This provides him with a level of independence that was previously unattainable without the implant. Imagine a not-so-distant future where Nolan Arbaugh can move a motorized wheelchair with his thoughts, much like Professor X in X-Men. It's truly mind-boggling. With Neuralink, it's not too far-fetched to say that he'll regain much of the lost freedom he once had. Furthermore, there's a good chance he might bid farewell to his wheelchair with Neuralink because at least we know that Neuralink can address issues related to spinal cord injuries. While it may not enable him to walk or run normally, at least this technology holds promise in reducing his reliance on the wheelchair. As the Wall Street Journal pointed out, moving a computer cursor isn't a big technical leap for brain-computer interfaces. An older brain chip first implanted in a human in 2004 also helped a paralyzed person move a cursor with only their thoughts. The older chip, however, needed to be attached to a device on the outside of the brain to transmit data, which required wires sticking out through the skin. Neuralink's wireless connection between the chip and the laptop seems to be particularly special. It's not perfect, Arbaugh admitted at the end of the video. I'd say we ran into some issues. I don't want people to think that this is the end of the journey. There's still a lot of work to be done, but it has already changed my life. How is Neuralink evaluated by the media after successful telepathy? Surprisingly, the media attention surrounding Neuralink's demonstration of brain-computer interface has been quite positive, in stark contrast to the initial skepticism when Elon first introduced the technology. Even media outlets like CNBC acknowledged that for companies like Neuralink, this is a great time to exist. TMZ also shared a similar perspective, with a host of this media outlet acknowledging the potential benefits of Neuralink for humanity. Peter Diamandis, founder and chairman of XPRIZE, also lauded this significant milestone. In an interview with CNBC, Diamandis noted that this is just the beginning. He also emphasized that the rate of exponential acceleration means that over the next 10 years, we're going to see as much progress as we've seen in the last 100 years. Such sentiments are not far-fetched. One only needs to look at the significant milestones at Tesla and SpaceX over the last decade to see that companies led by Musk tend to develop and innovate rapidly. On social media platforms, floods of praise are also being shared, including heartfelt sentiments expressing a desire to use this technology to heal wounds caused by conditions like paralysis and blindness. For example, creating a better world for humanity. I wish I can visit Neuralink one day to say thanks to the scientists there. I love Neuralink. Or, I talk trash about putting chips in our brains, but I think I get it now. This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. It's easy to see how people have a more positive view of Neuralink just by what this new technology can do. It's quite surprising that Neuralink's just getting started. Brain-computer interface has shown the potential to change lives, and the next product from Blindsight, a company, could potentially help even more people. Yes, there will undoubtedly be criticism and skepticism at first. You can see plenty of that on social media today. But at the same time, it's quite encouraging to see more and more people rallying behind Neuralink as it pursues its ambitious goals. The future of Neuralink and BCI in general is shrouded in both anticipation and concern. Will we witness a seamless integration between human consciousness and machines? Or will this technology exacerbate existing inequalities and ethical dilemmas? Only time will answer. The first patient, Arbaugh, has achieved what was once thought impossible. He posted on social media using only his mind thanks to the Neuralink device. This simple yet groundbreaking action has garnered widespread acclaim, receiving over 40,000 likes and earning Arbaugh 36,000 followers on X. However, the journey's not without its quirks. His first post led to a temporary ban from the platform due to suspicions of being a bot. The ban was quickly lifted after none other than Musk intervened, reaffirming the authenticity and importance of Arbaugh's message. One thing's certain. Neuralink's first telepathy brain implants has brought us one step closer to a future where the boundary between the human brains and machines is increasingly blurred. The road ahead is paved with both opportunities and uncertainties, but the potential to improve lives and revolutionize the understanding of human cognition is undeniable. The emergence of Blindsight is predicted to open the door to much more advanced technology and revolutionize the lives of blind patients. Following the resounding success of telepathy technology in aiding patient 1, the attention of the scientific and industrial community is gradually shifting towards Blindsight with promising potentials. Enhancing the complexity of visual restoration while optimizing these methods is becoming the focus of many researchers. Meanwhile, the success of Neuralink, if achieved, will help extinguish any doubts and debates surrounding the feasibility and ethics of this technology. Progress in this field not only brings hope to millions of patients or encourages advancement of the medical field, but also opens the door to a marvelous and promising future in the realms of artificial intelligence and biotechnology. The story of Neuralink is still unfolding, and its ultimate impact on society remains to be seen. But one thing's clear. This bold project pushes the boundaries of what was once considered science fiction, paving the way for a future where thinking itself becomes a powerful tool for interaction and renewal. What do you think about Neuralink's Blindsight? FDA approval marks a significant milestone for Neuralink, a company developing a device surgically implanted into the human brain by a robot capsule of decoding brain activity and linking it to computers. With hopes of utilizing electronic circuits to treat conditions such as paralysis and blindness, while also aiding some disabled individuals in using computers and mobile technology, akin to a science fiction world, Neuralink is developing a brain-computer interface providing direct connections from the brain to external devices. BCIs record and analyze brain signals, then translate them into output commands executed by the device. Musk sees brain-computer interface as a way to ultimately merge humans with AI, but currently, Neuralink aims to enable paralyzed individuals to control a cursor or computer keyboard solely through their thoughts. Paul Najukian, a research assistant professor of bioengineering at Stanford University who is involved in the development of BCIs, states that implantable devices like Neuralink placed within the brain tissue can rapidly pick up signals, thus making it entirely plausible for someone to move a computer mouse cursor just a few weeks after surgery with Neuralink's device. Academic researchers have also been experimenting with brain-computer interface in animals and humans for several decades, so Neuralink's first human implantable device is not the first of its kind in that regard. However, Neuralink has brought about some significant improvements because its system is fully implantable and operates wirelessly with rechargeable batteries, fitting the idea that patients will be able to seamlessly use these devices in their daily lives without being limited by cumbersome wires that can clutter their lives. Many BCI demonstrations in academic laboratories have been conducted with wired setups using cables running from the patient's head to a computer or other external device. Neuralink's implant also records far more individual nerve cells than ever before, using 1,024 electrodes distributed across 64 threads, each thinner than a human hair, inserted into the delicate tissue of the brain. This is crucial for high-performance BCI systems. The increasing focus on precision technology in medicine will pave the way for advancements like Neuralink's brain chips, using standard Bluetooth connections to record brain activity and transmit it to a device, such as a smartphone. According to Musk, the first product, called the Mind of the Matter, will enable users to operate a computer or phone just by thinking. The essence of Neuralink lies in the fact that our brains are fundamentally similar across many millennia and have certain limitations in terms of what these brains can do. We may face challenges in coping with the world around us, and the question arises, can we enhance the brain by creating a digital component that interfaces with it? The company's primary goal is to assist individuals with paralysis in regaining lost communication abilities, including treating neurological conditions and restoring motor function, sensation, and vision. By establishing direct connections between an individual's brain and digital devices, a Neuralink-like device brings the potential to enhance human memory, processing speed, and cognitive abilities. External prosthetics and limbs can be operated through brain-computer interfaces. This will enable individuals who have lost limbs or are paralyzed to regain some level of movement and freedom. The first patient of the company who underwent the Neuralink brain chip technology implantation can now control a computer mouse cursor simply using their thoughts, and the patient seems to have fully recovered without any known negative impacts. It is reported that the patient can move the mouse around the screen just by thinking, thanks to the advancements in detecting neural spikes and the promising nature of the initial data. This shows promise, particularly for those with paralysis. This patient is part of the company's first clinical trial, named Project Prime, short for the brain-computer interface robotically implanted and interpreted by Neuralink. This controversial technology has the potential to provide these individuals with the ability to use their cognitive capabilities to interact with various technological devices. For instance, they could potentially control smartphones, computers, and other devices just by thinking, facilitated by technologies embedded in the chip like telepathy developed by Neuralink. This means that paralyzed individuals could regain functionality through Neuralink in the future. As mentioned, the company used a surgically tasked robot to precisely implant the brain-computer interface chip into the patient's brain, with a robot responsible for inserting and installing the chip in the specific area of the brain controlling motor intention. Neuralink highlights the essential role of the robot by explaining that the brain surface has many blood vessels, and avoiding these blood vessels when implanting electrodes is not aimed at revolutionizing human anatomy. Why is microchip implant under skin a good choice to upgrade humanity? In the past decade, microchips have become increasingly ubiquitous worldwide. appearing in your smartphone, watch, credit cards, or anything related to electronics. They are small square silicon blocks engraved with a large number of electronic connections, acting as switches for computing and storing information. The novelty of replacing a house key with an implanted microchip device is attracting attention worldwide. But behind it lies a more intriguing story. Why is this technology criticized by some and praised by self-proclaimed cyborgs? Today, more than 50,000 people have opted to undergo surgery to implant a chip under their skin between their thumb and forefinger, used as a key fob or credit card. One man even uses it to store links to his will and final testament. As the storage capacity of the chip increases, users may even be able to link to complete works of Shakespeare. Alongside the development of Neuralink, subdermal chip implant technology is also becoming increasingly popular and convenient. Embedding small microchips into the human body not only brings everyday utility, but also enhances personal security. With the ability to store personal, medical, and financial information, subdermal microchips help users save time and enhance the security of their personal information. A typical application of subdermal microchips can be seen in the field of payment technology. Instead of using credit cards or cash, users can make payments simply by using their subdermal microchip. This not only is convenient and quick, but also reduces the risk of loss or theft of financial information. Radio frequency identification technology is the precursor to near-field communication technology. RFID tags are most commonly known from theft prevention systems integrated with more expensive items in stores. RFID has been successfully used to track inventory in various fields and industries such as manufacturing, healthcare, and automotive. NFC technology can be embedded into a small card to facilitate data transmission between mobile phones, laptops, tablets, and other electronic devices nearby. We often use them for contactless payments through smartphones or to set up displays and share information with others. They operate at a short range of about 4 inches, providing users with a high accuracy and nearly absolute security to safeguard your payment info. Contactless payments have seen a 150% increase from March 2019 to June 2020 in the United States alone, partly due to the pandemic. Originally designed to handle small purchase transactions, contactless technology is now one of the most popular mobile payment methods. Today, there are over 2 billion NFC-enabled devices, and 20% of the world's population has access to NFC. Similarly to NFC, microchip technology implanted into parts of the human body, such as the hand, will streamline the complexity of always having to use a smartphone for tasks like payments and unlocking cars. The Tesla car key is also a prime example of NFC, meaning you can unlock a Tesla without using the Tesla app or keycard in the future. Because it can operate without Wi-Fi, 4G, 5G, or LTE connections, it means users can make payments, transmit data, access areas, and use NFC supporting services even when they are disconnected from the internet. Furthermore, it's a user-friendly and cost-effective technology that can help facilitate the transition to digital and contactless payments, access control, and identification, significantly improving the customer and employee experience in their daily operations. Amal Grafstra, the founder of the implantation and biohacking service Dangerous Things, says that implanted chips don't work like in the Hollywood movies. They don't even function, come alive, or radiate energy without a reader very close by. This means the usability range of a microchipped implant devices is quite limited, and they're primarily a foundational technology that you have to be able to hack to make useful. There are some limited pre-built use cases, such as the Tesla key fob implant kit that allows you to start your car. Moreover, microchip implant kits seem not to require FDA approval, as they're not medical devices like Neuralink. The idea of implanting microchips into humans has been a topic of interest for decades, but it wasn't until the early 2000s that this technology became a reality. In 2004, the first microchip implant device for humans was approved by the FDA. Although the current figure of around 10,000 people worldwide with microchip implants seems relatively small, there are signs that this technology is on its way to widespread adoption. This is particularly evident in countries like Sweden, where around 3,000 Swedes have chosen to implant rice grain-sized microchips under the skin between their thumb and forefinger. These chips can store personal information, credit cards, and medical records. Microchip implants have opened doors for the healthcare industry, benefiting both patients and hospitals. These implant devices can serve as a secure and unique identifier for patients as they can streamline administrative procedures such as patient registration, identification, and record retrieval. Additionally, microchip implants can facilitate remote monitoring of vital signs, health status, and treatment adherence. This remote monitoring capability has the potential to improve patient outcomes, reduce hospital admissions, and facilitate early detection of health issues. A study found that equipping patients with tablets and RPM devices helped reduce the risk of readmission by 76% and maintain patient satisfaction levels above 90%. Implantable chips provide a convenient way to quickly access important medical information. Particularly, these implants are valuable for people with conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, or Alzheimer's because they can provide information about past antibiotic use, allergies, current medications, and other relevant data in case of medical emergencies. By embedding a microchip under the skin, healthcare providers can easily access accurate and up-to-date medical records, reducing the risk of errors and improving patient safety. Interestingly, this chip does not contain the entire medical history. Instead, a unique code or number can be used to retrieve information from a secure database. Moreover, microchip technology has the potential to enhance mobility for individuals with physical health limitations, such as rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and motor neuron disease. For example, wheelchair users can approach a door and the chip reader unlocks the door through a responsive transmitter, eliminating the need for keys for paralyzed patients. Microchip implants for the visually impaired are also used to create auditory signals or tactile sensations indoors to improve accessibility and independence. For instance, to create auditory signals, the chip is designed to communicate with compatible devices such as speakers or smart home systems. When activated, it can generate messages or sounds through voice or indicate the presence of specific objects indoors. For tactile signals, the chips can be equipped with tiny tactile sensors that respond to specific touch or pressure inputs. When a visually impaired person interacts with the touch-sensitive areas in the chip, the microchip can respond by providing distinct tactile sensations or vibrations. What are the potential difficulties when implanting microchip technology? Although the benefits are considerable for the elderly and those with paralysis, it's crucial to understand the potential dangers associated with implanting microchips inside the human body. First, the implantation of microchips raises concerns about human privacy rights because they have the ability to track individuals at all times, blurring the lines between physical and digital surveillance. Continuous monitoring like this can lead to a loss of individual autonomy and raise questions about the level of control that external entities may have over an individual's activities and movements. Moreover, cybersecurity risks associated with microchips also draw attention as sensitive information is stored in these systems. Specifically, healthcare organizations reported 145 data breaches in the first 3 months of 2023. Therefore, to protect human privacy rights from the threats associated with microchip implantation, several measures can be implemented. First, data collection should be minimized, ensuring that only necessary information is stored to reduce the risk of privacy breaches. Strong encryption algorithms must be used to protect all transmitted or stored data, making it inaccessible to unauthorized parties. Furthermore, access control mechanisms such as biometric authentication or unique identifiers should be integrated into the microchip implants to limit access to authorized individuals only. Lastly, legal and ethical considerations need to be taken into account, with clear regulations and guidelines set by governments and regulatory agencies to address our concerns about privacy rights, data protection, and individual rights. Advancements in RFID chip design may allow for the development of smaller, more efficient, and higher integrated devices. Smaller implants reduce the likelihood of interference with surrounding tissues and minimize the risk of adverse reactions. Additionally, integration can enhance the performance of implants, making them more resistant to external electromagnetic interference. Another issue with implanting microchips is electromagnetic radiation emitted by various electronic devices that can disrupt the function of the implant. Sensitivity to this electromagnetic interference can cause malfunctions in the microchip implant when exposed to strong electromagnetic fields. Therefore, individuals relying on medical devices such as pacemakers or defibrillators may face potential health risks if EMI from external sources disrupts the function of their implanted chips. Hence, future microchip implants are poised to employ shielding mechanisms or advanced filtering techniques to maintain the function of the chip. even in the presence of strong electromagnetic shields. Furthermore, continuous research is needed to develop chips designed to coexist harmoniously with other critical medical devices, ensuring that electromagnetic interference does not affect these technologies. While microchip technology holds the potential to enhance healthcare outcomes and convenience, achieving careful balance is crucial. Prioritizing individual privacy, data security, and health is essential to maintain patient trust. Additionally, healthcare organizations need to ensure responsible and ethical use of microchip implants by healthcare service providers. By addressing concerns, conducting thorough research, and implementing strict protective measures, the healthcare industry can harness the potential of this technology while minimizing risk to individuals. This technology is promising and represents a step towards a greater convenience and simplification of many daily tasks for billions of people worldwide. However, without robust security, safety, and privacy measures in place when using these tiny chips, we may face a distant cybersecurity nightmare. To achieve these consequences, besides the ethical dilemma of dealing with those who refuse to use it, such as being marginalized when it comes to employment opportunities, a recent survey of employees in the United States and Europe found that 2/3 of respondents believe that by 2035, individuals with implanted chips will have an unfair advantage in the job market. A major concern raised by many privacy advocates is the creation of surveillance states monitoring individuals using this technology. In summary, the utility of Elon Musk's Neuralink allows your brain to communicate with computers, essentially functioning as a miniature translator. For people with disabilities, brain-computer interface technology has the potential to change everything, although it's still in its infancy. While there will always be safety checks and hurdles to overcome, Neuralink is heading in the right direction for an exciting future. Similarly, the advent of microchip technology is also hoped to assist patients with paralyzed limbs to be more active in their lives. So, what do you think about how the combination of these two technologies can help paralyzed and support people in life? We hope you'll have the most relaxing feelings after watching this video. If you did, please hit the like button and join the Tesla Car World family by subscribing to our channel. And don't miss out on any of our awesome videos by hitting the bell icon. We value your feedback and your time. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Until then, stay safe and have fun.